Now, you're really interested.
Hello, welcome to the Morris Reports. My name is Willie Morris. I am your host for this weekly address. The weekly address is a political commentating show where I talk to you about my views on each week political talks on each event that happens in our political world and around the world itself. I also talk about other things like religion, spirituality, stuff like that. But for this week, I'm going to focus on just this topic. Next week, we'll see how it goes. Now, for those of you guys that don't know who I am, my name is Willie Morris. I live in the southern state of Arkansas, and I am a black gay man with a disability. And if you want to know what my disability is, it is cerebral palsy. Now that we got that out the way, where do I stand on the political spectrum? I am an outspoken individual whose views very differ between myself and many others. So I talk mostly in the realm of people. In the realm of people. No, my views is that of a progressive. I believe that people should have equal rights given to them as given to them by the Constitution, which was written by our founding fathers. I believe that I believe that the economy needs to be more tightly regulated and not allowing the folks on Wall Street, the big financial institutions, including the corporations, not allowing them to just do whatever they want, and reining in the military budget. That's what I believe. Now, some say that's a libertarian position. A lot of the things that I just named are mostly progressive. Now, we're going to talk about Joy Ann Reid. Some of you guys are going, oh, Lord, Joy, not Joy. Yes, Joy Ann Reid. We're talking about her because I posted an article back in August. It's already August. Haha. It's going to be the end of August in a few days. So I posted this article earlier this month on August 7th. And this article is really basically me giving you a full 411 about Joy Reid and her ridiculous sentiment that she's somehow a progressive, but she's really not. She's a centrist Democrat. And as anyone knows, a centrist Democrat is in the progressive view the worst kind of Democrat. They are the ones that want to be above the fray. The Democrats, the new Democrats of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. The problem with this centrist view is that it oftentimes gets in the way of real change, and it oftentimes snubs the base. As we've seen over the last 8 years, they have been snubbing the base and been saying, you know what, forget you, we don't need you. Well, it's evident that now the Democratic Party does need us, because after the last election, they lost 1,000 seats in the span of 8 years. We know what you are against. You are against Trump. You are against the Republican Party. We know that you are against certain things economically. But what are you for? We know what you are against. What are you for? They cannot answer this question. So I'm going to help the Democratic National Committee, Tom Perez, and all of the idiots on MSNBC that talk so much about, oh, the Democratic Party, they're just fun. Joy Ann Reid is the ringleader of that. She champions the Democratic Party and their corrupt dealings. Now, I'm about to tell you why Joy Ann Reid is like this. Then you will understand the mindset of Joy Ann Reid. Let's get into it. Joy Ann Reid, and back in 2008, and I give credit to David Doyle, who is a smaller YouTuber with the channel The National Raster, or is it The Rational National? Whichever the case. This dude literally got me thinking about how Joy Ann Reid is not who she proclaimed she is today. Most of this stuff happened over time. So let me give you some context. Back in 2008, Joy Ann Reid was very critical of Hillary Clinton, calling her crazy, a liar, everything in between, and stating that she, you know, she's not fit to run for office, yada yada yada, and all of that is in support of the former President Barack Obama. Do you see? Already I see the problem. But let me explain to you. At the time, Barack Obama was just supposed progressive who was going to reign in Wall Street and be Mr. Change for the country. All of that was a rule. He was the biggest recipient for Wall Street. So we've learned our lesson with Barack Obama. Apparently, the Democratic Party has not. Joy Ann Reid right now currently makes about $15 million. That's 15 million with an M, not thousand, million. $1 million. And some people will say, well, that's because of her book sales. No, that's mostly because of MSNBC. MSNBC. They made this woman an offer she couldn't refuse. Now, Joy Reid today loves using identity politics on white progressives of Bernie Sanders who support Bernie Sanders and say, oh, well, this is because this is due to the white working class. Not true. I saw a poll. I believe it was a Harvard Clinton University poll. I can't pronounce the name right. Forgive me. But I believe this poll stated that over 75% of African Americans do support Bernie Sanders' agenda and what he's trying to do. And I believe 80-something% of Democrats support Bernie Sanders. Right now, Bernie Sanders is the most popular politician in the country and the most popular politician in his home state of Vermont. Now, going back to the point of Joy Reid making $15 million. Do you think her views got something to do with that? I'm just asking. You know the obvious answer to that. The answer is yes. Now, since Barack Obama got elected and since Hillary Clinton came out swinging, talking about, oh yeah, I'm going to be platitudes and cliches, stronger together, break down the barriers, yay. Over 25% of Hillary Clinton's ads only mention policy substance. It doesn't mention anything else. Over 75% of that was, I'm not him, I'm not Donald Trump, I'm not Donald Trump, I am not Donald Trump. But 25%, oh, well, you know, I'm kind of for the TPP, but this is the main point that I'm trying to say. Joy Reid We warned you. We told you not to put Hillary Clinton up against Donald Trump, and you said, "Well, you don't even Donald. Well, Donald Trump is not going to win. He won the national. He won the primary. Well, he's not going to he's not going to be the Republican nominee. He won that, and he went on to beat Hillary Clinton, the two most unpopular candidates in the history of this country. How did we end up with Donald Trump? It's because of Hillary Clinton, not because of anything Bernie Sanders or his supporters done. Nothing. Hillary Clinton is to solely blame for being this centrist, corporatist, hawkish candidate. And you are not willing to address the criticism that the left, no, not your Democratic idiots with the establishment bubble, the real left, real American, people that don't have power, that don't have a $18 billion worth of ads going towards them. Regular Americans. We do not support Hillary Clinton, and it's not because of her gender, and it's not because of her being a woman or sexism or misogyny. It has every fucking thing to do with who she is. I am a black progressive. I am someone who supported Bernie Sanders in his campaign. I am someone who railed against Hillary Clinton for her corrupt dealings. I am someone who is principled enough to admit where we are wrong, we are wrong. But in this instance, when it comes to Bernie Sanders versus the establishment, we always win. Every single time. Always. Now, Joy Ann Reid loves to deflect instead of looking at the criticism and saying, you know what, yeah, we did. She wants to deflect from the issue and smear because she has no point. And she knows that the progressive wing of the Democratic Party is right. We were right the entire way through. And the only reason why Joy is still relevant on the network is because of MSNBC and the money that they gave her. That's it. Otherwise, she would have been gone a long time ago. Had I been at MSNBC and championed the progressive cause, and that is to say that we need to look at everything from an objective point of view and eliminate as much bias as we can. The media is partly why Donald Trump won. Sorry, it's a fact. Alright guys, my name is Willie Morris, and I will see you next week for a weekly address.